everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Market Mindset, where we take a look at the psychology behind the movement today so we can better understand tomorrow. And today, we're jumping back on to look at gold. Now, gold, after yesterday, obviously yesterday was a pretty big movement day, and going into the afternoon, it really didn't stop. It just kept going up and up and up and up. We open up today, and really a lot of the same. It looks as though this little dip lower that they had at the open, it was nothing more than continuation. It popped right back up and kind of continued that same aggressive bullish channel that they had going on at the end of the day. And likely that was going to be the scenario. They're going to buy and assume that they're going to keep trying to go. Now, very frequently when you get a type of day like yesterday, where you get that big blowout day, it goes crazy and the markets just go nuts, well, usually the day after is going to be a little bit of a pause day. That's where the market's sort of collecting itself, getting its feeling back after such a numbing move. So when we come in today and we see this big gap down in the first candle closing really strong, that opens up the ability for buyers to potentially buy the very first candle of the day in this context to kick it off and keep it going. Now, I'm not a huge fan of first candle trades like that. For me, I like having a little bit more information. But if you did jump on board, it continued up for a good move, right? It kept going and going and going. Didn't have a single bear candle for the first hour or so, right? A bunch of dojis inside there, but all bullish. So obviously the buyers are in control. As we near the highs, though, we get this big explosion through the top side, and that's likely going to be seen as exhaustion, meaning that this move up has been grindy, grindy, grindy. You can see it fits really well in the tight little channel, and then it blows out of the highs. Now, in the context, this trend has been going on for a really long time, and this is more likely going to be seen as a gift for the buyers. The buyers have been in since the beginning of the day, maybe even since yesterday, hanging on to it, and we open up today with a really grindy start, lots of dojis, and then boom, a big snap higher. A lot of profit taking is going to take place there, and that could put a potential ceiling on the market for a little while, and it did. We had a little bit of a pullback to drive lower, and buyers start buying into the dips. Now, aggressively, depending on how aggressive you want to be, buyers will be buying for pretty much any reason. Buying the first bear candle, buying underneath the first bear candle, buying the moving average, buying all kinds of different stuff to try to get into the move, knowing that there is a good likelihood of at least one more leg to the upside to continue this. A lot of buyers probably didn't want to jump in there or there, and then you start getting dojis and all of this chop and slop. A lot of traders really just don't want to deal with that, so they're going to wait for a pullback, and that's what we got. Nice little pullback. They jump higher, trap the lows once more, and then finish the drive off. And that opened up 3 different buying opportunities. But again, you could have bought every single one of them in there. Either way, though, first candle on the pullback, a nice little dip down to the moving average, and then a trap low into a pop higher allowed the buyers to jump in and ravel it right back up towards the highs. And that was really all she wrote, right? We get back up to the highs, buyers start taking profit, all wick on the top here, and we start going back into that range mentality that we expected to see in the first place. So a great day of price action overall in terms of movement. It was okay, right? It could have been a lot better, but it is what we expected to see. And the psychology factor of it had a lot to do with today, right? The buyers are getting that FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, and they're going to jump on to pretty much everything they can. So that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found it interesting and useful. Maybe you found it a little entertaining, and we'll see you next time.